But you really have to, like I say, clock yourself, audit our own time. How is it spent? Who's deserving of that time? And when I say who is deserving of that time, I really mean it. Okay, you are valuable, you are important, you are precious. Your time is precious, your time is valuable, your interests are valuable. And are you spending that time, are you allocating it in environments that foster that are aligned with that? Are you spending it around people that really appreciate just how awesome you are and understand your goals and are like your cheerleaders that want to see you actually reach those goals? Or are you spending it around people that are not really aligned, but you have a certain level of guilt about not spending as much of your time around certain people? Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, whichever side of the screen that I have it on, as well as the bell, so anytime any new content is uploaded, you, my friend, will be the first to know about it. But I really wanted to talk about you prioritizing and allocating your time with purpose and make it very intentional. Setting goals for ourselves. We're working to manifest certain, dreams that we may have, goals that we have, leveling up, manifesting our higher, more elevated selves, okay? Trying to glow up. I shouldn't even say trying to. As we are glowing up, it is so important, and I can't really stress that enough. It is so important that you really start taking yourself, your time, prioritizing your time. Time is money. To a job, you're paid, if not hourly, you're paid by the year, but we're talking about time. You're paid with your time, and your time is so incredibly valuable. How focused you are in on your goal, whatever goal you're working to manifest, whether it's weight loss, whether it's career elevation, making more money, being healthier, or dropping certain habits, developing new habits, maybe it's traveling more, whatever that goal is. Not only are you working toward it a little bit more and more every single day, but you're also prioritizing the way that you are allocating your time. Who are you spending your time with? Where are you going? Are you spending hours out of your day doom scrolling on social media, where you literally lose track of time, and we're all guilty of it. I think we've all done it at one point or another, right? Are you still feeling pulled to spend time with friends from the old neighborhood, or people that you just really you no longer gel with, but you are, I want to give them some of my time because I don't want them to think that I'm not cool with them anymore, or whatever that may be. Word selfish has always been used in a very negative tone. It has always been used in a tone of just something that's very ugly. And it can be, depending on the level of it and how it is directed. Now, if you're being selfish, meaning that you are prioritizing yourself, right? You are realizing how valuable and how important your day-to-day is, how important your routines are, how important just in general, right? Your everyday life is it's valuable. That means, therefore, your time is valuable. And how you choose to spend it, who you choose to spend it with, what you spend it doing, all of that comes into play. And I made another video before, and I made that video on being able to manifest 2 times faster, and doing that by really focusing your attention. When your attention is pinpointed and you know what it is that you're going after, and you're not allowing mixed signals, right, to come into play, where you are saying you want one thing, but you're spending time, right, you're allocating your time, watching things, listening to music, being around people that are not in alignment with that, okay, then you throw that manifestation off. So again, that really is important about how you are spending your time. How are you allocating your time? It's time for you to start prioritizing if you wasn't doing that before, right? The few extra hours that you have before work, or maybe not even before work, because some of us, right, get up just before it's time to go to work, maybe an hour before, still maybe rushing out the door, didn't eat properly, a proper breakfast, or now is really the time to take it seriously, realizing just how valuable you are, how valuable your time is, and again, everything has to be in alignment. When we're talking about leveling up, whatever that level up may look like for you, when we're talking about glowing up, all that comes with alignment. And your alignment, again, the base of your alignment is going to be how you are spending your time. Be it what you're thinking about, what you're talking about, who you're around, your environments, all of that, right? So that is so important. And like I say, kind of circling back to the word selfish, depending on how it's used. Like, obviously, usually that word in and of itself has more of like a negative, I guess you could say, more of like a negative connotation, right? When we think selfish, we think of someone that's just really just like stingy with their time. It's all about them and things like that. But everything has to be in balance, right? A lot of us, sometimes we pour too much energy, too much effort into trying to make space and make time for people that don't even deserve our time, okay? Time is one of the most valuable commodities on this planet, okay? It's something that you cannot get back. It is finite, okay? And it cannot be gotten back, okay? I don't care how much money you have. But in general, like I say, when you are working to move closer and closer to that goal, you really have to start, I guess you could say, you really have to start taking, auditing, I guess I want to use the word auditing, but you really have to start auditing how your time is spent. And there are different apps and things like that. Some of it is finance and, and things, or you getting your steps in, your exercise, but just in general, you being your own master, director of how your time is spent. You really have to start breaking down how many hours you have in the day realistically, right? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you prioritizing your time? Are you allocating enough time to get that dedicated rest? What is your routine leading up to rest? Okay, are you still drinking cups of coffee before it's time to go to bed, right? Which sometimes, like, right, depending on what your day, what you had to do, maybe you had to get some paperwork done, class work done, or whatever. Maybe you were up for a while and now it's time to go to sleep, but you're too wired to sleep. But anyway, like I say, allocating how your time is spent. What is your routine? How much time do you realistically need to get in rest so that you can wake up feeling better than normal, right? What fully rested, feeling like yourself, not like where you're dragging and yawning every few minutes and can't wait to just curl up and get back into bed, wanting the day to move by as quickly as possible because you didn't get enough rest. Realistically, how many hours do you need? Really clock yourself, right? We talk about like there is something called circadian rhythm, right? A lot of you guys are probably already familiar with that, but that comes from the term cicada, right? The insect that has its own internal clock where just somehow it knows to come out of the ground every however many years, and usually that's like to mate, I think, and die or something. I don't know, but anyway, it has like an internal rhythm. So from that word has derived the word circadian rhythm, and we all have that or have experienced that from time to time, right? Where maybe you're used to waking up at a certain time, and no matter, even if your alarm doesn't go off, your body just automatically rises at that time. Your eyes open up and you're awake, okay? And you wake up at the same time daily, or whatever, like that becomes your circadian rhythm. You really have to, like I say, now's the time. This is not just your season, this is your life. I remember there was if you guys know what song that is, put it down in the comment section, but it was a Drake song that was like, this is not a rehearsal. Something about like, this is your life, it's not a rehearsal or something like that. But it's so true. Like we always talk about in the future, eventually, maybe, I will or I should one day. And like this is your life. This is no rehearsal run of any play. Like this is happening right now in real time. Your time is valuable. Who you are is important, not just to yourself. You impact other people, whether you're aware of it or not. Sometimes it's like the little smallest things, and I don't want to go too far off track, but like you really don't know how you impact other people. Sometimes it's like a small gesture. Maybe you smiled at someone or gave them a kind comment or just was courteous to someone, and it had a huge impact on them for that day or just in general. And you didn't even know that, okay? But who you are is important. Your time is important. How you allocate it is, are you allocating your time to actually reach your goal? Like, are you really doing that? Or are you allocating in a way where, you know, too much time, whatever that may be, too much time playing video games, too much time watching movies, too much time indulging in things that, you know, maybe make us feel good at the moment, but not really working toward our goals, okay? So now's the time for you to allocate and prioritize your time, okay? And anyone that makes you feel guilty about how you are prioritizing your time, how you're allocating it, then you really need to kind of like, what do they say, pause for a minute, right? Pause and like really kind of take a look at who that person is to you in your life, okay? Maybe that might be someone really important or whatever, but no one is as important as you are in general, period. And sometimes people like versions of ourselves that make them feel comfortable, right? Some people enjoy the some people enjoy the people pleaser version of ourselves, not the version that says no, or I don't have time, or you know, let's pick a different, you know, some people do not like that. They're all good when you're yes, 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 and let me see what I can do. But when you become that person that's like, nah, I can't really make that, or just no, you know, and no is a complete sentence. No is a totally complete sentence. You don't have to back it up with, well, I just feel like no, like it's okay. And anyone, like I say, that makes you feel uncomfortable with how it is that you are aligning your time to really reach those goals, that level up, to really manifest your dreams the way that you have it laid out, possibly it maybe is not someone that really has a place in your new season, in your new level up. And I hate to say that, but you know, that person may not really be someone that is going to foster that growth, that may actually act as a stumbling block, okay, and keep you stuck. So, you know, our time, like I say again, it is finite, and it's, if you haven't been doing it, and like I say, we all have been guilty of that at one point or another, right? Been guilty of not really, you know, just kind of whatever, go with the flow, certain things you want to do, but certain habits. And I'm going to use just a couple examples, because you guys know I love my examples. But like, let's just say this, right? Let's just say you're someone who wants to, I don't know, and I'll use school, right? Let's just say you're someone who wants to get better grades, really wants to, you know, maybe you're setting goals for yourself. Maybe you want to go to a certain university, or you want to finish the university, and you know, you want to intern and get a certain job with a certain company, but you know that the habits that you've had with the friends that you have created, gathered, you know, cultivated, you know, but the relationship with the friends that you have cultivated are not ones that really foster that version of you that really wants to kind of like finish strong in school, or you know, get that internship and really start off with that company. Like maybe the friends that you have are always kind of, or have been, people that are really kind of like they don't really care much about like grades or how long it takes them to finish. Maybe they don't really have things mapped out in terms of what to do beyond school, or even, you know, whatever that may be. And you are spending a lot of time, you know, still keeping up habits. Maybe your thing has been to hang out with them for, you know, a certain amount of hours through the weekday, or, you know, whatever, go partying with them, or whatever, gaming with them, and you're not putting aside that time, that effort that it takes for you to actually reach your goals, okay? So again, like I say, how are you allocating your time? Are you able to say no? And then another thing, like, I'll use, whatever, like weight loss. Okay, maybe yours is a weight loss. You really want to like drop the pounds, you want to get serious, but you're still spending your time, let's just say, with really, really unhealthy habits, right? Around people, or just in general, right? You want to lose the weight, but you haven't really spent the time that it takes to really get serious about your health, right? You're not getting, you have the gym membership, but you haven't, instead of you going after work or after school or on the weekend to hit the gym, instead, whatever, maybe you are doom scrolling on your cell phone and planning to go out party and just haven't made time to hit the gym, or you're not getting up that hour or two early before it's time to go to work to put in a little time towards yourself to work out, to get closer to that goal. So now is the time. It's not just a season, even though sometimes we use that word. I even use that word, but I don't want to just say season, right? Now is the time for you to really start to audit how much time you're spending toward the different areas in your life, what is aligned with your goals, okay, with your level up, with your glow up, what's aligned with that, and then what is throwing that off. How much more time could you spend toward getting a little bit closer to those goals, okay? So yeah, now's the time. Like I say, I want you guys to really start prioritizing your time, because your time is so valuable, and employers know that too. That's why they try to pay you sometimes by the hour or by the year, because your time is valuable. It's worth beyond gold, okay? And you can't get it back. So really dedicate your time to reach those goals. And I know you guys can do it. I know you guys are more than capable of doing it if you can. Like I say, hopefully you found the message in this video useful, helpful. Maybe you could send it to someone that may need to hear it. But definitely drop comments down below, you guys. Like I say, we are a community, you guys, and we are growing, and we're here to support each other. And like I say, a comment that you leave could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. It might be exactly that message that someone else needs to hear, and right at that moment that it needs to be heard. Okay, so love you guys. I will see you guys on the next video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.